Welcome back to the LCW Rumble. I'm with the Rumble winner, Joseph Connors. Wow, absolutely amazing. How did you do that?
Well, like Max Angelis decided to throw a curveball. I thought I had the number 30 spot, so I was sitting pretty at one point to come out at number 10. And like to reiterate myself, seeing as people maybe watching us on YouTube and the internet, when you've got guys like Barricade, the Hunter brothers, Alex Gracie, guys from the US like Chris Masters, exceptional talent. When you got that array of guys that you've got to go up against, every single one of us, the odds were stacked against us. And to come out on top after all the odds have been thrown, not just at myself but LCW, at John Shipley, I just can't believe it. It's a shock. But I've had that, like we spoke a couple of months ago at LCW Super Show, I've had that belief in myself, and I've been managing to garner those victories and those wins, and when it mattered the most, you see the end result.
And what the result was, you have been in Paul Malen's mind since that LCW Super Show. What have you challenged him to now?
I've just challenged Paul. It lays deeper than just any match. I've challenged Paul to be the Paul Malen, that I've known since 2005. Paul started in this wrestling profession before I did. Paul was somebody I looked up to. Being Paul, many people know we used to be best friends. That sadly isn't the case anymore. And but one thing I never took away from Paul was his wrestling ability. He's always been a model professional inside that ring. But then you look at the history of what's happened in LCW. I can't stand here and say I've never done anything bad, but in LCW I've tried to turn a corner. Paul's changed one way or another. I've changed another way. But the Paul Malen, like I said, the Paul Malen I know, he never had to resort to taking brass knucks. He never resorted to have to get a steel chair. He is good enough to step into the ring with anybody. I mean anybody. Whether it's LCW roster, whether it's Southside roster, whether it's a US talent like he's done with Chris Masters and Kurt Hawkins. But Paul, for some reason, looks in that mirror now, and that belief in himself just isn't there. That's why he has to use the brass knucks. That's why he has to use the steel chair. That's why he has to jump and make fun of me and tear me to shreds. That's fine. That's going to happen. That's happened all my life. That'll continue to happen. But it comes down to the match. I've challenged him to something simple. The crowd wanted TLC, and I don't want to disappoint, but I've gone for the 30-minute Ironman match. I'm sure most people watching us are wrestling fans. 30 minutes, time limit, as many pinfalls, as many submissions. Hopefully, Paul, you won't have to take the easy route and get counted out or disqualified. You can't do that. The Brotherhood, Max Angelis and his gang of cronies, they can't get involved. It's me and you, Paul. I'm challenging you to a wrestling match. I'm challenging you, Paul, to be the Paul Malen of old. Let's see, once and for all, Joe versus Paul, who's the better man? You beat me fair and square, I'm man enough to extend my hand and say you're the better man, and say you're the real LCW heavyweight champion.
2014, you started off with a bad. 2015, I feel this is your year. Joe, congratulations.
You're going to bring that championship home. Thank you, Matt.